The former Prime Minister came to the inquiry ready to answer questions about his relationship with Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. Mr. Blair, as the then new leader of Britain's Labour Party, had gone out of his way to court Mr. Murdoch, flying across the world to try and win him over. The charm offensive worked. Mr. Murdoch's powerful newspapers came out in support of Mr. Blair, who went on to be Prime Minister for 10 years. He says a successful politician has to cultivate good ties with the media.
The problem that you have as a political leader is that where, with certain parts of the media, the press becomes not merely politically partisan in their comment or editorial line, but in their news coverage, then it becomes all the more important, and that's why I use the word crucial, that you try and prevent yourself becoming an object of that attack.
Tony Blair denies that he ever changed British government policy to suit the commercial interests of Rupert Murdoch or other media executives. He said he and Rupert Murdoch had a working relationship, that it would have been unusual if they didn't, given the positions of power they both occupied. Tony Blair has remained pretty calm and poised throughout the day's proceedings, even during one unexpected interruption.
JP Morgan paid him off for the Iraq war. 3 months after we invaded Iraq, they held up the Iraq bank for $20 billion. He was then paid $6 million every year and still is from JP Morgan 6 months after he left office. The man is a war criminal.
Mr. Blair denies profiting from the Iraq war, and he says there was nothing unusual in a series of phone calls between him and Mr. Murdoch just before the invasion.
I would have been wanting to explain what we were doing, and I did this. I think I had similar calls with the Observer and the Telegraph, and indeed I had a lunch later with the Guardian.
After leaving office, Mr. Blair became godfather to Mr. Murdoch's daughter, an embarrassing detail, but Mr. Blair says it's not proof of a cosy relationship that corrupted his time in government. Barnaby, Phillips, Al Jazeera, London.